A Hollywood star just got away with murder. Or so he thought. The shocking truth was caught on tape, and the cover-up is even crazier. Betrayal, deepfakes, and an explosive revenge. This story is insane. The movie begins with stuntman Colt Seavers talking about how important stunt people have been in the history of movies and TV. Colt gets hurt a lot doing stunts, but he loves his job because he is in love with Jody Moreno, a camera operator who dreams of becoming a director. Colt is currently working on a movie as a stunt double for big Hollywood actor Tom Ryder. In one scene, Colt straps himself to a harness for a dangerous fall, but something goes wrong. He crashes hard onto the ground and seriously injures his back. After this accident, Colt leaves the stunt business and Jody. 18 months later, Colt now works as a valet driver and has not spoken to Jody since the accident. One day, an old coworker recognizes him and calls him the Fall Guy as a joke. Annoyed, Colt aggressively drives in circles to prove a point. Later, Colt gets a call from Gail Meyer, a movie producer who often works with Tom Ryder. She offers Colt a chance to be Tom's stunt double again for a new sci-fi movie called Metal Storm. At first, Colt refuses. But when Gail tells him that Jody is directing the movie, he changes his mind. Colt arrives on set and meets his old friend, stunt coordinator Dan Tucker. Dan tells Colt that his first stunt back is a cannon roll, a dangerous car stunt, which makes Colt nervous because he doesn't want to mess up in front of Jody. The stunt goes as planned and Colt signals to the crew that he is okay by giving a thumbs up. However, when Jody sees him, she is not happy. This is confusing to Colt because Gail had told him that Jody specifically asked for him. For his next stunt, Colt is set on fire and thrown against a wall. While going over the scene, Colt and Jody start discussing their past relationship in front of the entire crew. Most of the crew seems to side with Jody. The mystery of Tom Ryder. Later, Gail visits Colt and secretly tells him that Tom Ryder has gone missing. She explains that Tom got involved with some dangerous people, and now she needs Colt to find him within 48 hours. Otherwise, Jody's movie will be shut down. Colt sits in his car listening to Taylor Swift and crying as he remembers his time with Jody. Suddenly, Jody shows up and Colt quickly tries to act cool. Jody tells him how much this movie means to her, and Colt promises not to ruin the production. Colt starts searching for Tom. His first stop is Tom's apartment, where he meets Tom's girlfriend and Metal Storm's lead actress, Iggy Starr. After a short fight, Colt realizes that Iggy is only using a fake prop sword. Iggy tells Colt to go to a nightclub where Tom's drug dealer hangs out. At the club, Colt wears flashy clothes to blend in. He meets the drug dealer, Dune, and asks about Tom. Instead of answering, Dune tricks Colt into drinking a drugged cocktail. Colt starts hallucinating, including seeing a unicorn, but still manages to fight off Dune's men. He chases Dune outside and stops him from escaping in a cab. Dune reveals that someone paid him to drug Colt and tells him to visit a hotel and ask for a fruit platter. At the hotel, Colt runs into Jody, who is frustrated because the studio keeps interfering with her movie's love story. Colt then finds the hotel concierge, Kevin, who hands him a fruit platter, which turns out to be a key to Tom Ryder's hotel room. Colt struggles with the lock and ends up kicking the door down. While talking to Jody on the phone, he playfully flirts with her. However, he soon discovers something shocking: a dead body in the bathtub. The victim is Henry Herrera, a stuntman. Colt immediately calls Gail, who tells him not to involve the police. But before he can decide, a cop approaches him for illegal parking. When Colt returns to the hotel room with the officer, the body is gone. To make matters worse, the officer still gives him a parking ticket. A dangerous chase the next day on set. Dan complains that Jody changed the movie's scenes after talking to Colt, making everything more difficult. Meanwhile, since Tom Ryder is still missing, Colt has to stand in for him so that the movie team can use deepfake technology to replace Colt's face with Tom's in the final version. Later, Jody invites Colt out for karaoke and he agrees. Before heading to karaoke, Colt meets Tom's personal assistant, Alma Martin, who has a trained dog named Jean-Claude. Alma tells Colt that she has Tom's phone, which contains evidence of something illegal. She agrees to give it to him but wants a producer credit on Metal Storm in exchange. Just as they are talking, Dressler and his men attack them. Dressler kidnaps Alma, but Colt and Jean-Claude steal a truck and chase after them. Meanwhile, Jody is at the karaoke bar waiting for Colt, unaware of what's happening. As Jody performs against all odds, Colt fights Dressler's men. The dog helps by biting the attackers and Alma and Colt manage to escape. Colt then rushes to the karaoke bar, but Jody has already left. Colt and Dan take Tom's phone to a tech-savvy crew member Venti who tries to unlock it. Meanwhile, Colt and Dan search Tom's apartment for his password and eventually find it written on a sticky note. When they unlock the phone, they discover a shocking video. Tom Ryder, while drunk at a party, accidentally killed Henry Herrera while trying to do a stunt. Worse, the news suddenly reports that Colt is now the prime suspect in Henry's murder. Before Colt can react, Dressler and his men attack again. In the fight, they destroy Tom's phone. Dan escapes, but Colt is captured and taken to a yacht where he finally meets Tom. The truth is revealed. Tom confesses that he did kill Henry, and it was Gale's idea to frame Colt for the crime. Tom also admits that he was the one who caused Colt's accident because he felt that Colt was stealing his spotlight. Meanwhile, Gale lies to Jody, telling her that Colt is the real murderer. Tom orders his men to burn Colt alive, but Colt cleverly spits kerosene at Dressler and escapes. While trying to get away, he calls Jody, but Gale deliberately gets Jody's phone wet so she can't answer. The bad guys chase Colt, causing his boat to crash and explode. The news reports that Colt has died, and the villains release the fake deepfake video showing Colt killing Henry. The final showdown the next day. Tom returns to set, thinking he is in the clear. However, Colt, who is still alive, sneaks back onto the set in disguise as an alien. Jody is shocked but quickly realizes he's innocent. Together they come up with a plan to make Tom confess. During a big stunt, Jody tricks Tom into getting inside a car with a hidden microphone. As Colt drives off with Tom, Dressler and his men chase after them. Dan and Jody help stop the bad guys while Colt gets Tom to admit everything on tape. Then Colt pulls off an incredible car jump across a canyon, knocking Tom unconscious. Gale, realizing she's lost, tries to escape in a helicopter with Tom, taking the confession tape with her. But with Jody's help, Colt jumps onto the helicopter and fights both Gale and Tom. He grabs the tape and jumps down onto a crash mat just in time. The helicopter crashes with Gale and Tom inside. The happy ending later. At Metalstorm's trailer premiere at San Diego Comic-Con, it is revealed that Jason Momoa has replaced Tom Ryder as the movie's lead, and Alma has become the producer. The movie is a huge hit. Colt is cleared of all charges and gets back together with Jody. Post-credits scene. In a funny extra scene, Gale is arrested, while Tom, trying to call his agent, accidentally triggers special effects explosions and blows himself up. Alma then calls Jason Momoa's agent, taking full control of her new role as a producer. Subscribe to our channel. It will motivate us to bring more movie recaps for you.